I celebrated my birthday recently. You know, it goes roughly the same time every year. You wake up and your phone is alive with beautiful messages from wonderful people, wishing you well and congratulating you on being another year closer to death. And all of this aside, this year was a particular one because it was my 40th. And of course, the 40th comes with the obligatory midlife crisis. However, I've lived most of my life very exploratively, so I've done most of the midlife crisis things. I've owned the sports cars, I've owned the junky off-roaders, I've started my own business, I've closed my own business. I moved out of home very young, and I've moved away from home thousands of kilometers to start a new life in a different country. I've started about 100 different hobbies, and I've even dated the inappropriately young girls. And all of it has been immensely fulfilling because I view every journey and every experience that I have as an opportunity to learn more about myself, to test myself, and potentially fabricate anything into a sort of rite of passage. And I think that is essentially where I find myself now. Your 40th, as much as we joke about the midlife crisis, is an incredibly important reflective moment, because I feel, at the very least I do, I'm going through this phase of starting to look not at myself as an individual operating in the world, but as a core component of the community that I'm in and the society I'm in, my impact on friends. And I reflect very heavily on the impact I've had from all of the wonderful, wonderful mentors throughout the years. You know, my mom, my dad, my older brother, all the friends I've had, even younger friends I've had. And of course, with all of that, the incredible bosses that I've had. You see, I'm not one of these people who hates on work and feels that, you know, my job is mindless. I've honestly enjoyed every job I've had, and mostly so because I've always chosen jobs based on the people I would get to work with. I have changed jobs for CEOs, for heads of department, for line managers, and never ever have I regretted this, because all of them have laid some kind of print on me that I feel very proud to have absorbed. But the reality is, I spent most of my 20s wildly explorative and always pushing myself out of my comfort zone, taking on jobs that I didn't think I could do and burning, you know, ridiculous hours, all-nighters, getting to a point where I really felt lost and then picking myself up again. And this is the same for a lot of my personal endeavors. I always say to people, I believe in balance. I don't believe in moderation. I'm not someone who does 50% of a thing. I do 100% of one thing, and then I do 100% of the other thing. And I find my balance in between. And for me, this works. I'm not saying this is the way everyone should live their life, but I honestly can sit here at 40 and say, I've had an incredible life with a lot of very high highs, yet also a lot of immense lows. Because you see, as you work to grow your comfort zone, the distance, if we were to imagine a physical comfort zone, the distance you would have to travel from your night's sleep in comfortable blankets in your bed to being outside of your comfort zone becomes longer and longer. And this means you essentially need to sprint through a few things of life to be able to get outside of your comfort zone every day. And this means you miss things along the way. You miss out on little details and normalcies that most people learn quite passively. And this happened to me when I was in my early 30s. Everything came crashing down because I was sprinting through life so fast that I missed a lot of those in the moment happiness moments. Then, as if a plot twist in a movie, my life started collapsing. I lost a job that I really loved. I burnt a relationship that I really cared for. And even my personal projects, my children, the fruit and labor of so much of my endeavors in this world, were taken from me. And I hit some immense lows. The kind of lows that make you want to swear off your way of life and just withdraw from this world altogether. I started to think that I was on the spectrum. Not because of doctors telling me this, but because of friends telling me this, and wounded exes. You see, my sprinting through life had left quite a bit of a mark on the people around me, and not a positive one. And while I was not happy about that, I was even more unhappy about the fact that I missed this. I didn't see the signs. I was completely unaware of it. And I always thought things like emotional intelligence came to me fairly easily and intuitively, because most things in life had come to me intuitively. But clearly the evidence stated otherwise, and I was smart enough at least to know that arguing with evidence is a fairly stupid thing to do. I decided to cope. I'll do the one thing that I knew how to do. I'll build a system of observation and of knowledge gathering. I'll learn about humans. And for the longest time in my notes, I didn't even refer to them as, we humans. I referred to them as the humans. I saw myself so disconnected, and it became this study as one would an animal in a wildlife sanctuary. And I realized that as I grew in my knowledge, I was having many more meaningful conversations. The friendships I was building were deep friendships. The connections I was building at work were ones of respect and appreciation. And slowly, all my concerns that I might be on the spectrum and be a victim of something that I couldn't fix started to fade away. It turned out that building that system was the system I was trying to build. So now at my 40s, I can honestly say I'm a more well-rounded, deeply connected, and emotionally full and rich human being than I've ever been in my life. And the key to all of this was the system of building knowledge and studying and observing. And this system is going to be the core of what this channel is. We're going to touch on psychology, philosophy, a bit of academic education, physiology, nutrition, healthy behaviors, healthy sleep patterns, lots of informal learning, and eventually I would also like to start speaking about business acumen, because I believe there's this massive underappreciation in the world at the moment for the work that we are able to do. You see, we all live in this world where everyone believes it's their job's function to give them meaning in life. And it's not. It's your function to find meaning in life. And your job can be a critical enabler of this if you perceive it and mold it in the way that you should. It's important to note, I am not certified in any way. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a trained academic. My experiences are my own. But I do believe that what I have to share can add value to the life of anyone who's attempting to learn more about themselves and grow and become a more holistic human being in the broader sense of society and your community. So see this as a very one-sided conversation with potentially an older friend, a remote mentor, whatever you want to call it. I'm not perfect. I've not figured all of this shit out. I'm not wealthy. I'm not famous. I'm just a middle-class dude trying to figure it all out and be of value to the people around me. Who knows, maybe this might become a bit of a support community or something one day, but for now, it's a very casual side hustle. I bought a microphone, I bought a light, I've got a camera, so I'm gonna do what I can.